So, Warlocks are the early 2000s rom-coms, I guess. Well, I mean, Miss Congeniality isn't quite a rom-com, but yeah, I'm not sure why she thought this would be, interesting. She seemed to think it was interesting. And honestly, I cannot believe, just like, Miss Congeniality isn't by any means, really, really funny or anything. But in comparison to this, I mean, most rom-coms tend to be insipid, that's for sure. But this gives us quite another. I mean, I don't know. Did they honestly think that just lolling on a yacht just because she's supposed to be drunk is supposedly funny? I don't get. I don't know. I yeah, literally pretty much the only funny thing was the one with the IV and everything. And that happens to be type of scatological humor, really. So I mean, this really plums death. So excuse the pun. I don't even want to use that pun. Honestly, I just cannot believe. Like, all right, there was nothing on screen that was disgusting. So we're not talking about the many rom-coms seem to think that vomit, for example, usually it's vomit that is funny somehow, right? There wasn't anything visually apart from one thing. But I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not in the usual fare that usually some of these, like horror films thing, the horror movies thing. It's blood and gore. It's somehow horrifying, but no, it's just disgusting. I talk about this plenty times in other recordings as well. So I'm just saying, at least there's not that. But other than that, it's not so much that it was disgusting or anything. It's that it was seriously beyond insipid. I mean, you just cannot have. This is the problem. You cannot have a lawyer as a comedian. They're not just not comedians. I mean, sure, she's not really one in real life, but she played and acted one. And then you pair a lawyer with a, uh, you know, I don't know. I don't know whoever thought Hugh Grant was funny. Honestly, this role specifically, I absolutely not. I mean, it's very similar to the role he usually seems to play. I haven't seen all his movies. It's a good thing because I don't think he's I don't know why he seems to think he's a comedian. I have seen probably his most popular movie recently, made about 10 years before this one, for weddings, and I found it really boring. I mean, I don't know, there's just some supposedly witty commentary, but other than that, this one though didn't even have the witty commentary. Yeah, so this is the problem. Of course, it didn't even have. Well, it had a wedding, but very very quick one. So weddings are the most boring thing ever, by the way. Yeah. So I'm just saying. You pair a lawyer up with a businessman of some sort, supposed. I mean, both of them are supposed actors, but you know, how can you say it's a comedy? These roles do not lead to comedy. These aren't just just going around saying what did she say? Like yeah, file these documents and do this and that. Is that supposed to be funny? I mean, it's not even a proper drama either, so I cannot say, oh, yeah, it was interesting from this perspective. Kind of like Fracture was interesting from a legal thriller perspective. This wasn't, though. This wasn't a drama, so, it had elements, certainly, but it's not, is it? It's too idiotic for a proper drama. And then, sure enough, it tried to shove in the romance. But even that is totally unbelievable. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, she's totally beginning the movie with hair hanging on top of the ball that's supposed to, that belong to the same guy she an hour and a half later falls for. Oh yeah, that's so totally believable. Yeah, you go from one extreme to another. Oh yeah, I wonder what's amiss. You know, I mean, it's not like rom-coms are ever usually believable. This is the problem, and this is always the problem when they try to shove in the romance. You know what I mean? But honestly, most rom-coms have more comedy than this one had. This had none. Even the damn comedy of Bride Wars is funnier than this. This is nothing. This had nothing practically. And even the drama it had, even the supposed romance, is just weak, very very weak. You know. And at the end, she burst out crying over what? Him fulfilling a promise that he actually promised at the beginning? Is that supposed to be something to cry over? Oh wow, he fulfilled a promise. I'm so tearful. I mean, it's like, is this the comedy? By any chance, is this where the comedy comes from? To keep going from one extreme to another, The first say, oh, I don't like it, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You leave uh, place of employment, then suddenly you burst out crying. Oh wow, very funny. Except it's not really funny. It's unbelievable. And of course, then there's this weird thing with the movies generally, which absolutely want to just stuff in random people. Like, what is the point, right? What is the point? Just oh wow, let's just it's like literally now a Sandler film, a Sandler movie. Adam Sandler isn't exactly the best comedian ever in my opinion. I'm not sure how many people consider him the best one, but his movies are usually mediocre at best, right? Except for I actually like Little Nicky because of the weird things, but they're always the same thing. It's always soppy romance and such where it doesn't really belong. At least Little Nikita had demons and such, so some sort of uniqueness. Anyway, I'm not even thinking about that so right now. I'm not sure where it is though, because all his movies are very similar and I can barely distinguish them. But it's where he tries to serenade his usual love affair on a plane, and actually sings on a plane, which is so idiotic. But at least in that movie, they encounter some random person on the plane. Like many movies do this sort of thing, and it's pathetic, honestly, when they do it. It was even more pathetic in this one, because it was just I don't even know what the point is. And that's like that that definitely makes 2 weeks notice just fall even below the standards of even the most average rom-com, in my opinion. Because even in the Sandler movie, and his movies are mediocre, rom-coms as well, usually pretty mediocre. But even when some random person was met on this plane, he actually had a funny script, which is something. In a rom-com, you expect either supposed, and honestly, I'd rather have comedy than anything. I mean, I didn't expect some random person to just play the part in the romance or anything. Play a part of this. So and actually his script was kind of funny. I mean, it was followed by this idiotic guitar playing and really idiotic singing. So kind of took away from the comedic moment as Sandler always does. At least it was comedic. This wasn't. You know. And honestly, I think even less of Hugh Grant than I thought of him after Four Weddings, because I don't know, just at least there was witty dialogue there. There's none here. And at least Miss Congeniality had not witty, just funny. I mean, it's barely funny, but it still was somewhat funny. Action comedy, as it happens, yeah. As far as this didn't even have an action at all. I mean, comedy, no comedy at all. Yeah, and this is the problem, As far as this goes, I mean, I would have possibly liked a comedy based on words. I usually prefer them, but this had no comedy whatsoever. Even if it's mostly verbal, it just had no comedy. So this is the problem. It's substandard, even below most average rom-coms, in my opinion. Also, it's something strange. I don't know why it made so much in box office profit, right? It's strange because, well, I mean, I don't know. One theory, I guess, is that this was well, one of the first movies after 9/11, but it wasn't exactly released straight after. So I guess there's that. But I'm not sure if truly I think it was released around a year after, so not exactly. It was May though during. So yeah, based on the fact it was released a year, I'm not sure exactly if it had anything to do with it. I'm just saying, I watched another movie which was released very close to when it actually happened, and it barely made any money. I don't know what it's called now. I was reviewed recently. So anyway, yeah, so this though made quite a huge amount of money. So I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. You know how people think, they prefer this over this. Is slightly different from the other one, yeah, which was more of a thriller. So yeah, it's strange. I have no idea why it makes so much money. It's the most bizarre thing. I don't think all rom-coms make so much money, but the more I watch, the more it seems like they do. At least the ones I watch do. Or maybe I just happened to watch many, but sure enough, for weddings did as well. Maybe all Hugh Grant movies do, and maybe Sandra Bullock movies do, because I think both Congeniality movies did as well. So I don't know, maybe they have a secret commercial formula or something. Who knows? Even despite being so insipid, like literally, even Bride was more comedic, and it's really idiotic comedy, right? But at least it was comedy. At least it was.